Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at SutterHeyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
From the capital to castles, starting this December, fly nonstop from Lincoln to Orlando with service from Breeze Airways. That's right, nonstop flights to Orlando out of LNK are starting this December. You're now just a flight away from Disney World, Universal Studios, Legoland, and the Space Coast. Stretch out and relax on Breeze with complimentary family seating. Book your magical getaway now at LincolnAirport.com. LNK, make flying easy.
Tune in to Outside the Box from 4 to 5 p.m. for everything you need to know about the Lincoln Stars. Join head coach Rocky Russo and play-by-play voice Alex Fern as they sit down with special player guests to tell the story of the Lincoln Stars and give you all the news and notes you need from around the USHL. That's Outside the Box with the Lincoln Stars on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Make your next event unforgettable with Grazing Gouda, your local artists and experts in charcuterie and grazed tables. From boardrooms to ballrooms, they turn gatherings into experiences with stunning spreads of artesian cheeses, cured meats, fresh fruits, and gourmet bites. Perfect for corporate luncheons, weddings, parties, or any celebration that deserves a wow moment. They handle the details. You take the compliments. Book your graze table today at GrazingGouda.com. Grazing Gouda, because every event deserves to be savored.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Super Taco would like to remind all motorists that each year thousands of people die or are seriously injured because of reckless driving. When you get on the road, do yourself, family, and your community a favor when driving in child-populated areas. Remember the 3 C's of safety: caution, courtesy, and above all, common sense. Super Taco, proudly at 5501 Holdridge Street here in Lincoln. If you are hungry as a bear or barely hungry, come and get the best birria tacos in town. Super Taco, on the air because they truly care.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
This is the Adam Carriker Show.
Position right of the quarterback, out of the shotgun, 1st and 20. Jailbreak screen in the air. It is tipped. It is intercepted by Carriker at the Missouri 21-yard line.
Live from the heart of Lincoln, America, 8-year NFL vet and All-American defensive lineman Adam Carriker.
Shotgun snap to Everett. He's got the left arm going, and now he's got a whole lot of Adam Carriker, who rips him down inside the 25-yard line.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here is your host, Adam Carriker.
Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into the Adam Carriker Show here on 93.7 The Ticket. We got quite a loaded show. A lot of stuff to talk about. The press conference today with Dana Holgorsen, Butler, and some of the players has been moved back. Hopefully we'll get the notes for those in time because I want to hear what Coach Holgorsen has to say. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of interesting things to come out of that. The press conference yesterday from Matt Rule, man, I'm not going to lie to you. Very interesting. Still sticks out to me. We did a whole reaction show on it yesterday. And it prompted me. It prompted the headline of today's show. Is Nebraska football entitled? And then the other rest of the headline is Dana Holgorsen basically speaking, talking about 6 points versus Minnesota, looking ahead to Northwestern, etc. Again, I hope the press conference happens before the end of the show. But he said, I'm sick of the entitlement. He said a lot of things, to be honest with you. He said, I'm sick of the entitlement, heads hanging at 7-6 at halftime. They thought it was going to be easy. All right, before we dive into all that, the Adam Carriker Show, ladies and gentlemen, is brought to you by our good friends at Mulberry Barbecue. It's lunchtime. The lunch hour of the Adam Carriker Show on the Ticket is sponsored by our good friends at Mulberry Barbecue, now with 2 locations at 11th and Cornhusker, 61st and Apples Way, right off of Highway 2 by Lowe's. Both locations are open Monday through Saturday, from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Try their burn-in sandwich, a brisket burrito, barbecue nachos, full slab of ribs, half-smoked chicken, and much, much more, plus incredible sides. Get fueled for lunch today or make dinner plans at Mulberry Barbecue, located at 11th and Cornhusker and 61st and Apples Way, just off of Highway 2 by Lowe's. All right. I'm going to dispense with the regular intro. We'll bring that back on Thursday. Tired of other people saying unbridled honesty anyways.
That really bothered you, didn't it?
It could be. There's an outside low percentage chance it's a coinky dink. Do you think it is?
I don't know if I've ever heard anybody else say unbridled honesty, but
unless he's working with horses, saddles, bridles, and bits, I don't hear unbridled honesty a whole lot of other places. Much love, my friend.
Maybe he just listens. Maybe that's all it means. He just listens. It's become part of his vocabulary.
He absolutely listens.
Well,
so I'll be honest with you, if you've listened to certain things that Rule has said lately, it's like directly out of some of the shows that I do. All of a sudden, talking about being the youngest team in the Big Ten Conference. A lot of things, unbridled honesty. All of a sudden, I'm just like, I appreciate that. Just shoot me a text. Say, hey, I see you, Adam. Just a little head nod. You don't even have to do it publicly. Anyways. All right, is Nebraska football entitled? And to be honest with you, I didn't even want to make that the point of the show today because inherently that's going to bring on negativity. And so for that reason, I had a completely different title in mind. And I'm like, no, the head coach literally stood at the press conference and said it for the world to hear yesterday. Like, he said he's sick of the entitlement. And I'm just like, okay, well, if we're going to talk about truth and honesty and unbridled honesty and all this other stuff, it's what stuck out to me. So here we are. And I quote, yesterday, and I quote, I don't think we were ready for a fist fight, end quote. Matt Rule said, Nebraska players thought the game would be a little bit easier than it was. Now, there's a difference between walking in, feeling like you're going to win, believing you're a good team, believing you're going to beat them, and thinking it's going to be easy. Those are two very different things. Believing you're going to win and having confidence is still acknowledging it's going to be a rock fight. It's going to be a fist fight. It's going to be a war in between those white lines. We just think we're going to come out on top. And we're willing to get in the trenches with you and go toe-to-toe. And we're willing, when you punch us in the mouth, to punch you in the mouth, too. To be clear, in a football sense. No unnecessary personal foul penalties. Rule was not happy with those either. Especially up front along the offensive line. That's having confidence. That's having belief. Thinking it's easy is thinking you're going to win. You're just not going to have to work that hard for it. They're two very different things. So I didn't like that. He talked about how the coaches, like, hey, I'm pissed at myself and the coaches. He said, he's like, hey, he couldn't get them to buy into what the game was going to be like. And to be clear, he said 1 million times, it's under his watch. He accepts responsibility. There was no deflection of blame here. You know what's interesting? I just, you know how Charlie texted me yesterday? Charlie McBride texted me during the show, so I called him back. Spoke for about 30 minutes. He said a couple of things that were phenomenal. He said a lot of things that were phenomenal, but here's a couple of things that stood out to me. He goes, Adam, I'm 86 and I live in another state. Why am I so amped up about Nebraska football? Because he loves Nebraska football, and that's something that will never die. It was almost like he was perplexed why he was so fired up. I'm like, no. Dude, years and years of blood, sweat, and tears he put into this program. That doesn't just go away. And then he talked about loyalty. It was interesting because I don't think it was two different parts of the conversation. I don't think he connected the dots. Why am I so amped up? And then like 5 minutes later, he brought up loyalty. You know, loyalty mattering and how that was a big deal when they played. And is it the same today? Because, and the reason it connects is if you're loyal and something matters to you. Like I talked openly on a show earlier this year about how I thought about transferring because I could not stand my defensive line coach. And then he lied to me. So I couldn't stand him. And then he lied to me. And I wanted to go. You can ask my parents for 48 hours. I was like, 48 hours later, I was never leaving. I had an emotional, young man's response. But you know what mattered to me was playing for Nebraska. And I was like, that trumps that guy. That trumps that guy. Loyalty is being willing to fight, scratch, and claw for something that matters to you more than the adversity that might come with it. How loyal are you to your teammates? How loyal are you to the program? How loyal are you to getting that dub, to getting the win? How loyal are you? Or we're really, really good. Boom, we're just going to win. It doesn't work like that. People who tell you they've never faced defeat, they've never gotten their butt whipped sideways, up and down, left and right, every day of the week, twice on Sunday. Any D lineman who tells you they've never been pancaked, they're one of two things. They're either a liar or they've never faced a good offensive lineman in their life. There's going to be adversity and ups and downs. The other thing he said that stuck out to me, there was three. I've already named the first two. He goes, if you don't have a good offensive and defensive line coach, you're in trouble. And that's all he said about it. Just a general statement. Wouldn't apply to anything in particular, would it, Jake?
Quite interesting to say.
Honestly, that's all he said. But you can figure things out from there. When it comes to a certain amount of entitlement, here's what I do believe. I do believe there's a lot of hard workers on this team. I do believe Matt Rule has said he likes this team for legitimate reasons. I do believe that there's a lot of really good kids, really good players, and guys who put in a lot of hard work. I'm not saying that. There's a lot of good football players in there. What I am saying is what I have said ad nauseum since January. The C word, consistency. It is the hardest thing to attain at a high level. My redshirt freshman year, when I would just come in on nickel, I was living the life. It was 3rd and 8, 3rd and 18, 3rd and 12. They weren't going to run the ball, and if they did, who gave a crap? I was going to play 10, 15 plays a game. All I was going to do is rush the passer. I was living the life. My sophomore year, Adam, you're going to start. That's awesome. Bam, 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 bam. Oh, that's about 15,000 double teams in a row. Oh, I'm supposed to get off the block when they do play action pass. Whoa, that's a whole new world. Oh, by the way, you get to show up and do it again tomorrow and the next day and the next week and the next month and the next year. Then you get to come back the next year, and now there's bigger expectations and more scrutiny. And if you screw up, everybody's going to be on you. Are you in? Man, yes, I am. You know why? Because I'm loyal to the thought of winning. I'm loyal to the thought of working hard. I'm loyal to the thought of one of the worst plays I ever had in my entire life was versus Baylor. My God, he drove me like 8 yards backwards. It was probably like 3, but it felt like 50. Then I get up. By the way, I ended up being teammates at the St. Louis Rams later on. He was number 2 pick in the NFL draft. I knew who he was, but he was like a youngster at that point in time. He goes, I got a shiv in my sock. Watch out, boy. And he walked back to the huddle. I was like, all right. Welcome to consistency day in and day out football. What they're going through right now is finding out what it's like to be in a rock fight day in and day out, what it's like to travel halfway across the country, then travel again on a short week, have your travel plans changed because it was supposed to be a different game time in Maryland. Now you're staying at a different place for your game, and it's a Friday night, it's a hostile environment, and nobody sent the memo to Minnesota. It's supposed to be easy. I got nothing but love for the players in that facility, for the coaches in that facility. They're working. I don't question whether they believe they're working hard, but are they willing to pay the price of loyalty and consistency when adversity is bigger or tougher in the moment than you've ever seen in a competitive situation? Because every day it just gets harder. Every week it just gets harder. Either you win more games and expectations build, and you have to drown out the positivity because then you buy into we're better than we think we are. But you don't know it in the moment. And people who don't know what they don't know can be the most frustrating to be around. And they've also got the harshest lessons coming in front of them. That's just part of it. I had harsh lessons. I didn't know what I didn't know until somebody whooped my rear end sideways. And I was like, wow, that sucked. I don't want to do that again. So how about I do this? And I'd be better for it. So again, I think Friday was a lesson in harshness, in what the Big Ten is really about, in adversity. And hey, if you want to be good, you got to be consistent. That's all I think. I don't want to say that's all I think it was, because Matt Rule also said, we're going to find out if they're willing to fight for themselves this Saturday. Do I think there was a certain amount of entitlement in the fact that they were arrogant and didn't want to work hard? Everything should just be handed to us. No, not necessarily. If I'm being fully honest with you, I think there's been a little oversensitivity because Nebraska, there's a lot of scrutiny. But I don't think they're lazy. I don't think the entitlement applies to we're just too good. No, I think the entitlement applied to we're getting hit in the mouth. We haven't experienced this before. A lot of the players, some of them had. But again, we're very young. And I think it was in the moment when it was the toughest, Matt Rule said they hung their heads and he was tired of it. And there's a lesson to be learned. Now you can come out and you can be better for it, which is where Matt Rule said, we'll see if they're going to fight for themselves this weekend. And if they do, we're a better team for it. And think about this. If we beat Northwestern, we'd be 6-2 for the first time in 9 years. We haven't had 6 wins before we've had 3 losses since 2016. I'm so tired of referencing 2016. I tried to phrase it a different way, but it means the same thing.
I know, it's funny too. Like, that was some great team. It was a solid team.
You know what I want to say? At some point, I want to say this is the best team since 2001, since 99. Since 97. And then I want to have a conversation about which championship team was better eventually at some point. So to be clear, I got nothing but love. I've been where they're at. I've been threatened by shivs in the middle of a game. I know what that's all like. It's how do you respond? It's how do you respond? It's how do you respond? When Richie threw me on my face for the first time when I was a redshirt freshman in the spring practice, I had no idea what had just happened. It's a 9-on-7 run drill. And all of a sudden, my face is in the turf. I got black beads all up in my mouth, in my eyes, and I have no idea what happened. Like, how did I get here? He didn't knock me backwards. It's 9-on-7 run drill. Did he snatch me forwards? I watched the film. He did. I came off with my weight so far straight ahead because it's freaking Richie. And I'm a freshman trying to not get mollywopped every play. And he said, youngster, you're leaning way too far ahead. I'm going to snatch you on your face, go second level, and I'm going to get 2 blocks in 1 play. And that's exactly what he did. And I learned from that. You know what my favorite move after that against offensive linemen was in run blocks? If you lean forward too far ahead, I'm going to snatch you on your face, swim move over the top, get a TFL in the backfield. I didn't enjoy watching that the next day in meetings. The juniors and seniors thought it was hilarious. The coach was not pleased. I was still to the stage where I never spoke, so I just sat there, beat red as this room we're sitting in, but I learned a lesson from it. So is there entitlement in Nebraska football? There clearly is, because Matt Rule said there is. He's the head coach. He said he's sick and tired of it. But what is the entitlement? What does it pertain to? And what does it mean? And does it have to stay? Can we be better for it? Can we learn a lesson from it? Thoughts, Jake? That all kind of makes sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, and it's hard to, try to kind of break it down again from the outside why Nebraska would be entitled. I'm still interested in the kind of these half times. Sometimes he's talking about coming in, you're down 7-6. You're right in the middle of a Big Ten game. Obviously if you're the offense, you're not happy with the way the first half went, but if you're the defense, you should be pretty happy. I mean, you have the big run. I get it, but you're right in the middle of a game. It's weird to kind of to frame, it was just such a strange game altogether. And that's what I was kind of thinking about with Nebraska being ranked, that sort of thing. It just over the years has just not been something Nebraska can consistently do. I mean, but can the entitlement really turn on as quick as you're ranked 25th? I mean, as soon as you gut out some wins against Michigan State and Maryland, those games weren't easy. You had to fight back to win those games. So it's just kind of odd, where that comes from. But at the same time, you also, it's how you read the room and playing the result a little bit, right? Might have guys become a little bit arrogant or confident. I mean, that's what you want. But then you lose the game, and then you can turn around and say, well, they were too confident going into this game. So it's definitely an interesting press conference the other day. I think it'll be definitely interesting today to see how the coordinators react to it. It feels like they need a win. It feels like, obviously, if you lose to Northwestern, things could start unraveling a little bit. So if you get the win, obviously you put it back. Okay, that was an outlier. That Minnesota performance is an outlier. We're back. We got more work to do. But it's hard to imagine them getting too entitled again, because now they've known. They maybe sometimes you learn, like you said, as a young team, there's no overlooking any opponent, much less. It's just hard to understand why you would overlook Minnesota, who was 2-1 in the Big Ten going into that. Right? They weren't a complete team. So I get some parts of it, but that's a team that's had Nebraska's number for quite some time.
Can I throw a theory out there at the risk of pissing a lot of people off?
Yeah.
I said over and over, I wish Matt Rule would stop talking about how great the defensive line is going to be, the elite wide receivers, the O-line's the highlight of spring, possibly going to win now this was a player. That's why I won't even say it. We'll just stick to like the Joe Moore Award or whatever and all this and that. I said it because I thought it was a level of expectation that if they didn't match, I thought Scott Frost shortened his own honeymoon period. And I felt like if you win 10 games, great. If you don't, are you shortening your own honeymoon period, which is, getting toward this end anyways. Year 3 jump, year 3 leap, gonna happen. It's just like, I'm always that guy that's like, we're doing okay. We're gonna go out and play as hard as we can publicly. And privately, I'll be honest with the team. Okay, I'll share one other thing that Charlie said with me. He said, Coach Osborne never used the word great. Hey, I was practice today. Oh, good. You're good. He would never use the word great because it's almost too satisfying. It's why I learned as a young player, don't read your press clippings. If it's negative, it's obvious why you don't need to read them. If it's positive, you buy into them too much and you can lose a little bit of motivation. He said he would say good, or if it was truly, in Charlie's estimation, a great practice, he'd say, it was really good. But he would not say great. By the way, Dr. Tom Osborne, psychology, just FYI. So when Rule was saying all these things, he was trying to speak things into existence, in my opinion. He was trying to talk about what he wanted to see, and he was trying to talk to his team. That's great. That's awesome. I think it creates a level of expectations with the fans that if you don't meet it, that's tough. The other thing it can do is if you don't meet it, all of a sudden your team, it creates a level of expectation of we're great before you've done anything. And then all of a sudden you get hit in the mouth and you're like, wait, we're supposed to be great. What's going on? Why is it this hard? Or why, from a coach's perspective, why do you anticipate it being this easy? Why do you think it's going to be easy? So to me, there was multiple reasons I didn't like it. And he's the coach, man. He's a great public speaker, phenomenal public speaker. There's no doubt about that. This was just my take on it. And I was consistent, and I've been consistent. If we were sitting here 6-1, or we're 10-2, or 11-1 at the end of the year, then he was right and I was wrong. You can have a great year, go 9-3, and you're still not right. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like the odds may not have been in his favor, I'm not saying he didn't believe it. This is just my take on it. The other thing is I think a little bit of sensitivity was created. There were times when he would get after the media for things that were said. And this is where I might make some people mad. On what planet is a high-level Division I athlete, professional athlete getting paid millions of dollars, on what planet are we not allowed to talk about them being in elite shape? Do you know where I'm going?
Mm-hmm.
Is it fair to continue down this track, or should I stop?
No, I think it's fair.
There's one athlete that I've ever been around where we were told not to talk about his weight, and that was Dylan. Like, Rule came out, and he was mad. Unhappy that, 240 pounds and Dylan's weight was being talked about. I have no idea what Dylan weighs. It was actually said at a press conference. That number was thrown out at a press conference. And then people started chatting about it. Like, if you're going to be a high-level athlete, you have any idea how many conversations I had about my weight, publicly, privately? And I know it's a different day and age, social media, everything else, I get it. And when you're trying to have your players back, you're trying to stand up for your players, love it. Love it. That's much better than some guys who hang them out to dry and stand in front of the podium and say, these aren't my guys, because we've had that. So much better. But at a certain point, there's a line where you say it's too far. Like, I'm going to stand up for you and I'm going to have your back. But at a certain point, some things are fair to talk about. Some things are fair to talk about. If you're going to be an elite level athlete, some things are fair to talk about. And then there's a line of things you don't talk about that are unfair. This is my take. I wonder if that bred into certain things. I could be wrong. And I'm not trying to pick on one guy, but I was so befuddled. I've never had somebody come out and say, don't talk about somebody's weight who's a high-level athlete getting paid a lot of money. I was like, huh? What? That's not fair? Who's the basketball player? That out of Kentucky. Zion Williamson.
Yeah. Well,
now that's completely different. He went like that's a different ballpark when it comes to weight. Is he still in the league?
Zion's actually skinny now. This
is
the
he?
First year. Yeah, we'll see what happens. NBA starts tonight. We'll see.
I quit paying attention, honestly. When he got so big, he wasn't effective at all. That is not the part that we're talking about here. That never happened here, to be clear. But just the fact that it was like mad, the people were talking about, I was like, huh? Okay. This is a little sensitive to me. But it is what it is. Does that make sense to you, what I'm trying to articulate respectfully, but knowing that people are over the excuses, over the entitlement, over the, like, head down. Why are people picking on us? That's kind of my interpretation of what Rules said. No, nothing's happening to you. Go make the play. Go do it. Go figure it out. Go find a way to win. Go get the job done. You have all the resources available. Go do it. Does it make sense? Am I out of bounds? Like, you can be my checks and balances here, Jake.
No, I really like it. I hadn't thought of that with the entitlement quote. It's kind of going back to, like you said, I mean, he throws the word elite around quite a bit. So I really kind of like that bit you kind of talked about with Charlie McBride and Tom Osborne too. And we've talked about it in the offseason. I was like, I don't know if I buy this offensive line is going to be, some of the stuff that was coming out from the players, but it's like, okay, maybe they're speaking confidence in themselves that they're getting there. But it's hard to believe. And I don't want to completely, like, I'm a little bit guilty of it. I thought they beat Minnesota and I was hoping for handedly.
How dare you?
Right. But, I still would always respect Minnesota. And there's definitely that part of, and that's every team in the Big Ten. I mean, that's what makes you think too. Like, if it didn't happen against Minnesota, would it happen here against Northwestern?
Yep. Because
you think that maybe it would, because you just kind of put these into this old Big Ten West. They're not flashy, whatever. They're just going to grind it out. And as long as we do but Nebraska, and this is what DP's been saying, Nebraska really just didn't do, you can say what you will about Minnesota and give them credit, and you have to, but Nebraska beat Nebraska against Minnesota. So, the entitlement and all that sort of the phrasing and stuff too is like, well, this just didn't look like a very well-coached team. And that's not the majority of the season. I'm not saying that, but again, there's not many ways you can kind of put lipstick on a pig on a 24-6 loss.
I think you make a lot of good points. There's a phenomenal point in there, and I hope it didn't get glossed over, so I'm going to revisit it. What if we'd beaten Minnesota and then this happened versus Northwestern? and then you're going into USC. So my point is, it sucks that it happened, the Minnesota game, how it happened, the way it played out. But the fact that it happened, it gives you, like, there are no mistakes in life, in my opinion, other than not learning from your mistakes. Mistakes are nothing more than an opportunity to grow, improve, and get better. The only true mistake you can make in life, in my humble opinion, is not learning from your mistake, and now you've effed up sideways. So Friday happened. We can learn from it, and we can be better for it, and we can be a better team. Because imagine if it doesn't, then we lose to Northwestern, and then you go play a USC team, and your head's all out in outer space, and all of a sudden now you just get mollywopped by a really good USC team, and things can tumble. Penn State. Or you can pull a UCLA. All right, well, that really sucked. Let's get better. Because Rule said, we're going to find out if they're going to fight for themselves Saturday. If they come back and they beat Northwestern, I don't care if it's 3-2. I don't care if it's 6-7. I can't even say that anymore because of my kids. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you're lucky. My kids in this whole 6-7 thing. Anyways, I don't care. It's not going to be 100-99. It's going to be lower scoring. I don't care what the score is. If we're 6-2 and we have beaten Northwestern and we're getting ready for USC, it's going to be a completely different vibe than even if we had beaten Minnesota and lost to Northwestern. Either way, you're 6-2. Personally, I'd rather beat Minnesota. What I'm saying is we have an opportunity to be better for it. The fact that I got pancaked, okay, that wasn't the main part of the book. That was just the beginning. The meat of the book was how I responded. Then the end of the book was how much better I did or did not get for being pancaked and learning from it. So to me, it's not what happens to you. It's like the old gambler song. You got to know when to fold them, know when to hold them, know when to walk away, know when to run. It's not the hand you're dealt. It's how you play the cards that you have. So now the question, this happened to you. How do you respond? And we can be a better team for it, as silly as that sounds. It's like last year when Indiana the crap all over us. And I sat here and I said, we have an opportunity to earn respect versus Ohio State. Oh my gosh. Did I get lambasted for just having the audacity to say that we could earn respect? And we could have gone and gotten killed by Ohio State. Thank goodness the team, I wish they'd have won, but thank goodness they played as well as they did and earned a little respect. You no moral victories, you want to win. But my point is they bounced back. When we've had really bad losses in the past, Michigan is first year, go to Illinois and win on a Friday night the next time. Indiana didn't win, but went to Ohio State, played really, really well against the team that was clearly the best team in the country, even though they shouldn't have even been in the playoff. Topic for another day. Add to that list, Jake. You can't finish fourth in your conference. I digress. My point is we can be better for it. We can be a better team versus USC, depending on how we react, versus Northwestern after what happened to us against Minnesota. All right, ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
From the capital to castles, starting this December, fly nonstop from Lincoln to Orlando with service from Breeze Airways. That's right, nonstop flights to Orlando out of LNK are starting this December. You're now just a flight away from Disney World, Universal Studios, Legoland, and the Space Coast. Stretch out and relax on Breeze with complimentary family seating. Book your magical getaway now at LincolnAirport.com. LNK, make flying easy.
When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevens & Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction slams expectations.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Tune in to Outside the Box from 4 to 5 p.m. for everything you need to know about the Lincoln Stars. Join head coach Rocky Russo and play-by-play voice Alex Fern as they sit down with special player guests to tell the story of the Lincoln Stars and give you all the news and notes you need from around the USHL. That's Outside the Box with the Lincoln Stars on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Make your next event unforgettable with Grazing Gouda, your local artists and experts in charcuterie and grazed tables. From boardrooms to ballrooms, they turn gatherings into experiences with stunning spreads of artesian cheeses, cured meats, fresh fruits, and gourmet bites. Perfect for corporate luncheons, weddings, parties, or any celebration that deserves a wow moment. They handle the details. You take the compliments. Book your graze table today at GrazingGouda.com. Grazing Gouda, because every event deserves to be savored.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. 1221 N Street, Lincoln.
Hungry for something real? Come to HF Crave, Lincoln's favorite spot for burgers that are anything but basic. Locally sourced Nebraska beef, hand-cut fries, and bold flavors that'll make your taste buds cheer. Whether you're craving the classics or ready to try something wild, they've got the burger that gets you. HF Crave. Fresh, local, craveable. Find them at 48th and Holdridge or order online at hfcrave.com.
Imagine starting your day with a computer glitch that leaves you feeling stuck, frustrated, and unable to get your work done. You have 1,000,001 things to get done today, and waiting for the tech issue to solve itself isn't one of them. It's time to let Hamilton handle the tech so you don't have to. We help businesses across the state spend more time on what they do best and less time frustrated with office technology. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we're focused on providing custom solutions that set you up for success now and in the future. Connect with us today at HamiltonIsBusiness.com.
For remote starters, audio upgrades, and more, there's only one place to go. Auto Sounds of Lincoln at 48th and O.
This is the Adam Carriker Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the press conference has not even started yet, not that I'm aware anyway, so we'll see about trying to get an interview. That's okay. We got clips. We have someone who actually called in. They said they're going to call back here in a minute because we were on break. And I told Jake, I said, I'm sitting over here with all this stuff. I'm wondering how I'm going to get it all on the show. So don't worry. We got plenty of stuff to talk about. Let's start. We're going to roll both clips. Surprise me with whichever one you want to roll first.
And I don't want to bring it up, but you already have a loss on the record. So does that change anything that you say to the boys, or how do you treat this particular weekend?
It's another weekend in the SEC, buddy. You better get ready because you know what? There's another one waiting a week later. But for us, it's all about.
So now that I know the clip, if you watched the show last week, Lane Kiffin took a shot at Kirby Smart. Now, they know each other, and they actually texted all throughout the week. Basically said he doesn't look like he's lost any weight. So the point of this isn't about the SEC one-score games. It's about Kirby's response to Lane. Go ahead.
It's another weekend in the SEC, buddy. You better get ready because you know what? There's another one waiting a week later. But for us, it's all about fast and free in this game. I want our guys to play loose, enjoy it, and go out and compete. But you know how these big games are. They're a dime a dozen. Lane's been texting me all week, so I had to put him on. I had to put him on mute.
What's that? He wants intel? You think he wants to talk? He just wants to soften you up a little bit. What do you think, you guys? What is he trying to do whenever?
I think he's worried about my figure. You know, I told him that's my wife's job, not his.
I heard that he talked about you not doing hot yoga. He's looked at you, judged a little bit. He's a brand new Lane, though, right?
Yeah, you know what? I'm all about self-deprecation. I'm good with it. I told him, my son got all upset when he said it, and Lane texted me and said, "Hey, I was just cutting up." I said, "No, you're telling the truth, but sometimes the truth hurts."
No,
you know?
I think you look great, by the way.
Appreciate it. That's why we're black.
Well, hey, you're not the only one, dude. That is the move.
Oh man, what do you think when you heard? Because I was like, when Lane said that, I'm like, they have to know each other to a certain level to say something like that, and obviously they do. What were your thoughts? And do you do hot yoga or goat yoga, Jake? Have you heard of these things, and/or do you partake in them?
I have not, though. I've tried some yoga poses. I see why. It's really difficult. So, sometimes people just say, "Oh yeah, whatever." You can go stretch out. It's tough. If you try it. Here I am in my black shirt, so I know the secret as well. But that's what I just really loved, and I enjoyed watching that game, even post game. Just kind of the friendship that those two have is really cool. And Lane Kiffin, I hesitate to say it, but he's one of my favorite people. I mean, he went through it. Obviously his early coaching days, people thought he was arrogant or whatever. But the way that he's coming out on the other side, and Ole Miss is obviously really good, but it's just very unique and very fun college football coach.
There are certain people who can say and do things, and it's funny. But if 98% of other people in the world did it, it'd be a huge problem. Lane Kiffin's one of those guys. He can get away with things that other people couldn't because he's freaking Lane Kiffin. It helps when you're winning football games, too. All right, real quick, before we go to the other clip, in which Matt Rule, I was surprised he said this, but we will get to it in a second. As a former Husker and NFL player, I'm a bit of a health nut. Hydration and recovery start at home. That's why you should team up with Culligan of Lincoln. Soft water means better showers, cleaner dishes, and it protects your water heater and appliances. Their high-efficiency softener cuts salt and water usage. For drinking, make sure you add a Culligan reverse osmosis. It's bottle-quality water right at your tap. Great taste, and it's certified to reduce tough contaminants like lead and PFAS. Right now, get up to $300 off of a whole home system or just $9.95 a month for your first 3 months. Schedule your free water test at CulliganHuskers.com. Again, that's CulliganHuskers.com. Culligan of Lincoln, water you love, go Big Red. I want to get your reaction to this clip because just what if? Just as you're listening to this, and you probably have already heard, like either seen the tweet about it or maybe you've heard it live, but what if? I'm just going to say, what if? Go ahead and roll the clip.
I didn't throw a fit. I didn't yell at them after the game. I didn't do all that because I own the fact that I didn't coach good enough. But you know what? I'm going to coach good enough. I'm making it very clear, I think, right now to our team and to our coaches what's expected this coming Saturday. And if Northwestern is just way better than us, then so be it, right? So be it. But if fans spend their money this week to show up and watch a team diving on the ground to make tackles and guys getting pushed back into the quarterback and just like, then I'd boo us. So we better show up. Now, help me say that. We will show up. Okay. How about that? We will show up.
So your reaction, I know it's not the first time you've heard it, but what is your first, I don't know if it's your first official public reaction. Just act like it is if it isn't, and hopefully it is. But either way, what's your first official public reaction?
Well, I was just surprised that he said that. Obviously, you don't usually welcome in boos. I think this is a Northwestern game that is going to be close. I think there's probably going to be some mistakes. I don't think the offensive line is all of a sudden going to be great in pass protection. I don't think there's going to be missed tackles. It's football. So to welcome that, and there's going to be times of Northwestern looks like they've kind of got the game in control in my mind. Maybe Nebraska dominates from the start, but a quote like that, kind of welcoming in some boos. I don't think any fans are sitting there. Well, he said we could do it, so now let's boo.
Somebody will.
I mean, there will be some people. Don't get me wrong, and it could get it going. But I mean, obviously, if things go the other way, you kind of welcome it in this week too. But I do like the fact that he did take ownership of the loss while also trying to call out, others that he felt weren't as prepared as they need to be. So, and especially the kind of the correction there at the end was kind of like, I hope we will. No, we will. Yep. So I like that, but very rarely do what I suggest any coach telling them, yeah, go ahead and boo if you're not happy with the product, because you might win 20-17, but Northwestern might be up 17-14 because of a bad play, like anything like that. I think there's going to be times when Husker fans will be frustrated.
I don't think he's saying just if we're losing or we fall behind. I think what he's saying is if we're playing bad. Like if we're just getting knocked around or we're missing tackles because we're diving. Like he didn't like the way they played or didn't play. And I think that's what he was saying. I don't think it's just, we get behind by 10 points, rein in boos, or we get behind by a field goal or things get ugly for the second and third quarter, because that has never happened. I don't think that's what he's saying. I think he's saying if it looks like it did against Minnesota, then we deserve it. I think he's also, his way of telling his players, maybe I'm wrong. I'm not protecting you anymore. Like if you're not, I love Deshaun, but if you're going to talk about they're going to stand up out of wheelchairs because we're going to play so well, you got to back it up. He flat out said if you're going to say something, and he wasn't specifically referring to that, he was just saying in general, if you're going to say something, you got to go do it. And I'm not protecting you anymore. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's the wrong interpretation. Maybe protecting is the wrong word, standing up for, having their back. Maybe that's a different way of phrasing it. I personally would never encourage anyone to boo. I wouldn't. The only way I could encourage someone to boo, is if someone's just behaving ridiculously. Like I'm running around trying to punch 15 guys in the head or something. Not me, but somebody, that you could boo that.
Yeah.
But when it comes to football, man, it'd be so hard. Like if Akron came in here and beat us, that might be an exception, or Houston Christian. You know what I mean? I'm talking like, I think it's his way of saying, guys, it's put up or shut up time. I'm not going to protect anybody. Your actions speak louder than words. That's kind of how I took that. Anything else before we go to break?
I don't think so.
You're sending us in early. We're 2 minutes early. You gave me the break sign 2 minutes early.
Let's just get some, so we have some time in the third segment.
All right, sounds good. Actually, we always do kind of run out of time that last segment. Let's lengthen it a little bit. Let's go to break. We'll be right back.
Imagine starting your day with a computer glitch that leaves you feeling stuck, frustrated, and unable to get your work done. You have 1,000,001 things to get done today, and waiting for the tech issue to solve itself isn't one of them. It's time to let Hamilton handle the tech so you don't have to. We help businesses across the state spend more time on what they do best and less time frustrated with office technology. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we're focused on providing custom solutions that set you up for success now and in the future. Connect with us today at HamiltonIsBusiness.com.
Tune in every Sunday from 3 to 5 p.m. for The Law of Lift with Dr. Lawrence Chatters. Sit back and enjoy listening to Dr. Chatters discuss real stories involving struggle, inspiration, and real-life experiences with special guests and insights. Remember, the higher the pressure, the greater the lift. The Law of Lift with Dr. Lawrence Chatters. Every Sunday from 3 to 5 p.m. right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Have you been looking for home technology upgrades but don't know where to turn? Online information can be contradicting and confusing. Lincoln's own experts at Dio Technologies can turn your living room into the place place to watch your favorite sports. Whatever your vision is, Diode Tech is ready to make it a reality. From home theaters to outdoor entertainment spaces, they bring you along through the entire process to make sure you get exactly what you want. If you're ready to upgrade your entertainment space, visit Diode Tech online at diodetech.net or give them a call at 402-793-5124.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. 1221 N Street, Lincoln.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Hello, this is Mary Pat Waite. I've had the privilege of working with Lincoln families as their realtor for more than 31 years, and I'm so proud to be associated with MP Dodge Real Estate. For me, your transaction is unique in its own way. My experience allows me to bring you trusted care and a really great outcome. My NP Dodge family shares the same client focus.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Are you looking to upgrade your equipment and keep cash in your pocket? Through October at Landmark Implement, get up to a 24-month waiver on select John Deere tractors and combines, or lock in a 2.9% fixed rate for 36 months, followed by a qualified standard rate for another 36 months. Whether you're thinking of this year's harvest or planning ahead, we've got a solution that works for your bottom line. Visit your local Landmark Implement for more details, or check us out at landmarkimp.com and experience the Landmark difference.
Rick Heyman here from Sauter Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. You can count on Sauter Heyman for the very best quality, value, and customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at SauterHeyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
This is the Adam Carriker Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Boom! Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Adam Carriker Show here on 93.7 The Ticket. All right. Shout out to our good friends at Suizo Construction. All right, where safety isn't just a policy, it is a promise. Suizo is hiring skilled craftsmen, laborers, concrete workers, and steel erectors who value quality work and a team that has your back on and off the job site. Apply today at Suizo.com. That's SCHWISOW.com. 40 years strong in business, Suizo Construction. Also, our good friends at Hamilton Telecommunications, bringing you the latest in quality technology and communication services since 1901. Learn more about their residential and business services at HamiltonTel.com. That's Hamilton, TEL.com. All right. You had one thing off the text line real quick. Go ahead and fire that up, Jake.
Yeah, we did have a question here from Big Bird. Did they get too complacent by having the fourth quarter comebacks the last two games, thinking, it's fine, we'll just start making a comeback and win in the fourth?
So that had not occurred to me, but I told you during the break when you read that to me, I said what did occur to me was after the first quarter, I was like, that wasn't our normal first quarter. After our first drive, we always drive right down the field. Now we don't always score, whatever, red zone, etc. But I was like, we're 3 and out. And then after the end of the first quarter, I was like, wait, that wasn't our normal first quarter. So if we're going to have our normal second, third quarter to get to the fourth quarter, we got to start with our normal first quarter. And I was like, wait, we're already off track. So what does this mean? Well, it means every quarter looked like the second and third quarter typically, unfortunately. So I don't think that was it. I think what Matt Rule said, I think they got punched in the mouth. And he said, you got one of two options when you do that. You can either back away or you can come out swinging. He's like, we didn't back away, but we didn't come out swinging either. Heads went down. That's what he said happened. So I think it was more like that. All right. I do appreciate Rule. He said he owed it to the media and to the fans to be candid, to be uniquely candid after the loss to Minnesota. All right. And he said things like we completely failed when it came to the 9 sacks, et cetera, et cetera. All right. Let's see what else we've got here. I do have some positive news and some interesting things. Can we say something not negative? Is that allowed? Is that legal?
I think so.
Today? Okay. All right. So you've probably seen this, but let's see. The NCAA Division I Women's Volleyball Committee announces its top 16 rankings for results through October 18th. So this is as of the past couple days. Number 1 is Nebraska. Number 2 is GAGMU. All right. And we've already beaten a lot of these teams, by the way, that are listed in these rankings from Pittsburgh to Kentucky and so on. Number 10 is Creighton. Nebraska has 2 of the top 10 teams in the entire country in volleyball. That's why I wanted to point that out. This was also crazy. So James Perch on Twitter, and I'm looking at a screenshot he took of Michigan's volleyball Twitter account that they put out. And it says, program attendance record for the state of Michigan, volleyball attendance record. Thank you for the 12,707 people who came. Now, the screenshot looks fine until you realize, as James points out, they edited out all the red in the stands. There's not a single red shirt in the Michigan stands. And the court, and Nebraska wore red jerseys, not black, and the opposing team in this picture is in black jerseys. They completely used a falsified picture because there were so many Nebraska people in the stands helping them set the attendance record. Top landing spots for Billy Napier. Number 1, North Carolina. Sorry, Bill. Number 2 is Nebraska. Like, cart before the horse and more. UCLA, number 3. Okay, maybe. I don't know. UCLA might like their interim coach right now. Just saying. UAB and then Publix. Publix has a college football team?
I think that's a joke there at the end.
Oh, that went over my head. Okay. I was like, what? All right. Maybe the whole thing was a joke because that would make more sense now that you point that out.
Now that Publix is in the running, yeah. I think
well, you know what gave it credibility was North Carolina being number 1. So I was like, oh, this must be real. All right. You got to have fun, ladies and gentlemen. You got to laugh at things. The UCLA Bruins have now won 3 straight to sit at 3-4 as they enter week 9. They currently have plus, I don't even know how many zeros that is, 330,000, 300,000, I don't know. Odds to win the Big Ten according to FanDuel, the same odds as Illinois, Nebraska, and Washington. I know. I just sucked the fun right out of the room with that.
Well, they're 3-1. I mean, they're still, yeah, they could do it.
All right, Vanderbilt is ranked in the AP top 10 for the first time since 1941. Wasn't Pearl Harbor 1942? Is that pre-Pearl Harbor?
I believe so.
December 4th, 1942, is that correct?
I'll look it up.
All right. Imagine telling Vanderbilt after this loss, and it's a screenshot of where Tennessee literally doubled their points, 48-24, off a 2-10 season in 2023, that in under 2 years they'd be hosting College Game Day, which they are this weekend, and be a legit college football playoff contender. And we live in a world where Vanderbilt and Indiana could meet the college football playoff. Just think about that. Now, I did see a response to this. It is what it is. It's embarrassing and inexcusable that programs like Indiana and Vandy have become better than us. My point with sharing this was that you never know what can happen. That was my point. Pre-Pearl Harbor.
December 7th, 1941, by the way.
Oh, it was still pre-Pearl Harbor because that game was November 1941. Yeah. So I was still half right. That rounds up to 100% correct. All right. And this is insane. D3. Curry College's Monty Quinn. Have you seen this? Set the NCAA single game. How this has not been talked about more is mind-blowing to me. Single game rushing yards record across all levels. 20 carries for 522 yards and 7 touchdowns.
Oh my goodness. I gotta see his runs there. Did he ever get tackled for lost ones?
He's averaging 165 yards a game. He's 5'9", 180 pounds. So for those that are curious, that is an average yards per carry of 26.1 yards per rush. That is insanity. All right. Anything else before we get out of here?
Take that, Melvin Gordon.
Oh, that's the quote of the day right there. Dude, Jake, that was the best one-liner ever.
And I've waited until Tuesday of the week to ask because we're talking about the reaction, and I don't want to put any blame on the refs, but there were a couple hold calls that may have helped Minnesota there in the second half. Did you see those? Do you agree? That weren't called, I should say, in Minnesota.
Yeah, and the one led directly to a touchdown reception, if I remember. There was another one. I don't know, man. I'm not going to sit here and whine about the refs. Minnesota outplayed us. They were more physical. They outcoached us. They were the better team. I mean, Dane Key was wide open a couple of times. If we hit him, at one point it was 7-6. He's wide open. If we hit him, it's a touchdown. We're up 13-7. Game looks completely different, and Isaiah catches that ball again. Not trying to single anyone out, but they made plays we didn't. We already know the refs hate us. That's not news. All right. Have a glorious rest of your Tuesday. I'll see you fine folks on Thursday. Sorry we weren't able to get to Holgorsen's press conference. If it's that entertaining, we will revisit on Thursday. So it's like a 95% chance we'll be talking about it on Thursday. Go Big Red Nose. Remember to throw the bones.
Hungry for something real? Come to HF Crave, Lincoln's favorite spot for burgers that are anything but basic. Locally sourced Nebraska beef, hand-cut fries, and bold flavors that'll make your taste buds cheer. Mmm. Whether you're craving the classics or ready to try something wild, they've got the burger that gets you. HF Crave. Fresh, local, craveable. Find them at 48th and Holdridge or order online at hfcrave.com.
Super Taco would like to remind all motorists that each year thousands of people die or are